Me, protective of my home and neighborhood? Yeah, this property I call home is my piece of pie, my slice of heaven. Not because it has this or that, but because it defines me and my family. My husband Kevin and I bought this before we were even married. We lived here when each of our babies were born. Many of our neighbors became our best friends and still are. I think establishing yourself in a community is a fundamental tenet of being human. I mean, we all want to belong to something. And like most people here in Encinitas, it wasn't easy for us to get here. We pay a much higher price to live here than we would pay to live somewhere else. But it's worth it to me. And I think it is to other people too. So yeah, we rented our first apartment on Summit in 1985, 35 years ago. Ugh, seems like such a long time. Before long, we decided to get married, started shopping for a house. One evening, Kevin was walking home from surfing and he saw a man hammering in a for sale by owner sign at an old house that we had barely noticed before. He actually came home and said, "I think I found our house." He was so excited. We were excited. We didn't even know the price or what we could afford. We couldn't sleep that night. We were so anxious to learn what it would cost and could we afford it and should we buy now before the wedding. Those days. Well, the very next morning we were shown the house. We were the first call the owner got. And this house was tiny. It was only 1,100 square feet. We ended up making him an offer. And while we sat at his desk signing the paperwork, his phone started ringing and cash offers were pouring in. Literally at least 3 or 4 while we sat there. But our signatures were inked and he was stuck with us. 220-somethings who looked like they wouldn't even qualify. But we pulled it off somehow. We got a loan at 12.5%. Our parents thought we were crazy for paying so much for so little and at that interest rate. But we knew it was a good investment and we were happy. So we moved in, we got married, started a family, made best friends with a bunch of neighbors. 4 kids later, yeah, all girls, we were finally able to rebuild the little old house so our girls wouldn't have to share a tiny little bedroom. Yeah, we had all 4 in one room for a long time. So yeah, I get it. I get wanting to protect your turf. I get wanting to say in what happens in your neighborhood. I'm fiercely protective of mine, and I know others are of theirs.